Fine. Our lab is like Inter VLAN Routing. Okay. Earlier we did only router heuristic method. We haven't did. We have configured like earlier lab is switch virtual interface SVA. With the help of switch virtual interface, will communicate two different VLANs. Today, what we'll do, and second method, we have a router heuristic method. So we'll try with that lab. We'll do. I'm taking here one router that is 2811 series router, and apart from that, I'm taking here 2900 series one switch and some end users. These both end users are in VLAN 10 and these both interfaces are in different VLAN, that is 20, and try to connect it to each other. Udita, can you explain the what is a route? What is a inter VLAN routing?
In layer 2, if two different networks can't communicate, we'll need a layer 3 device for networks to usually communicate. So if it has to communicate in layer 2, then we'll need a switch virtual interface which allows the inter VLAN communication.
Okay. What is a VLAN?
It is a broadcast domain where we can have multiple smaller broadcast domains.
Sorry, what is a VLAN?
It separates large broadcast domains into the smaller broadcast domains.
Fine. Monica, is it right?
I mean, it separates one large broadcast domain into the several small broadcast domains.
How it will be possible then? How it will be possible? Shashidhar,
Yeah,
can you answer it?
like grouping of one or two devices in a network. Like we can create an VLAN.
Good. Fine. With the help of VLAN, it will be possible. Large multiple single broadcast domain. By
Yeah,
default, switch
single.
what it will do. By default, switch whichever the switch get the information. Like this end user originate some traffic, some frames. Okay, that time these frames will be more to it will be broadcast. This switch will be broadcast at single broadcast. That is a single broadcast only. Okay, it will be broadcast like this one and here and here. What is broadcast? One to all. One to all. It will be sent all the devices, all the connected ports. All connected ports. Okay. Understood. Whichever the frames it will be get, it will be broadcast to everyone. So we have a concept that is VLAN. With the help of VLAN, we can create a single broadcast whichever we need. Multiple broadcast we can do. By default, they will isolate it to each other. If this VLAN 10 means they won't communicate to VLAN 20. Okay, VLAN 20. They won't communicate by default. If I want to communicate two different VLANs, that is inter VLAN routing. Inter VLAN routing. In this inter VLAN routing, we need a L3 device. L3 device. L3 switch, otherwise router. It means whichever whichever device, routing capability having device, we need the device. So we have a router, and apart from that, we have a L3 switch. With the help of, we can communicate two different VLANs. Basically, in L3 device, they will communicate two different networks. Two different networks with the help of L3 device. L3 will work between a networks. Two or more networks we can communicate. But L2 device, whichever L2 device is there, it's won't work as multiple networks. It will be work in within a network, only one network. Like these are both are in one network, and these both are in one network. If I want to communicate two different networks also, we need a router. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, fine. Here we have a router. We took one router and one L2 device and 4 end users. Both are in VLAN 10, and these two are in VLAN 20. So now try to communicate 192.168 and gateway. Statically, I'm giving the IP addresses now. We have a IP assigning for DHCP, and statically we can assign. DHCP, dynamic host configuration protocol. It will be automatically assign the IP addresses. We have the next for that also. (172). These two pieces are VLAN 20. Which class IP address this one? Which class of IP address this one? 172.16.1.
Class B.
Good. Class B, and it's a public IP address, right?
Yeah, 172.
It's a public IP address, right? Who answered? Class B, this IP address is a
Yeah, me, Shashi.
Shashidhar. It's a Class B IP address. Nice, good only.
Yeah.
But it's a public IP address or private IP address?
To
Anyone can answer it.
private, I think so.
Private. Good.
Anybody can use, yeah, private.
Yeah, anyone can use it. A land set.
Yeah.
Public IP we should have to buy from INA. We have a concept. We have a IP addressing chapter also. Okay, let's try to communicate same network. It will ping or not. Like try to communicate 192.168.1.20. It's pinging because of same network they both are. Okay, if you want to check ARP table, you can check. Now try to ping gateway. We haven't assigned till, so it's not pinging. Where I'll assign gateways in this interface because layer 2 not required for the IP addresses. So what I am doing here, I have taken two interfaces, these end host and these two interfaces these are fast Ethernet 0/3 and fast Ethernet 0/4. These two interfaces I'll assign as a end user. So which port I need to configure? Which port I need to configure here? Anyone can answer. Guys, yesterday we did last class. In this switch port, which port I need to assign? See, here we have two ports, two port types. One is access port and other one is trunk port. Access port will carry the single VLAN information, but trunk port will carry the multiple VLAN information. So tell me now, I hope you got the answer also. If you guys are following me, then definitely you'll answer it. There we have two types of ports. One is access port and one is trunk port. Where I will assign the access port, first you should have to know that concept. Access port and trunk port. Trunk port will carry the multiple VLAN information, and access port will be carry the single
I think
VLAN
the
information.
access port from router to the switch,
Exactly.
I think the
and the trunk port is
yeah
from switch
trunk
to
port is from
the
the switch.
PCs.
Road.
Good. Anyone answer it? Again, Ajay, Stefan. Apart from that, what Ajay said is it's right. Someone Monica or someone else also try to give them.
Yeah, it's me.
Yes, Monica can go ahead.
Yeah, access port is from router to switch, and the trunk port is from PCs to switch to the PCs.
Can you repeat, please? Can you
The
repeat?
access port is from switch to router, and the trunk port is from switches to PC.
Trunk port
PCs.
in this interfaces. Okay. Here it is a trunk port, right? PCs to its trunk port, you mean to say. And this one is access, right?
Access.
Okay, fine. Is it right, Ajay?
Opposite.
Actually, switch to
Opposite.
router is trunk port and
Trunk.
switch to the PCs are access.
Okay.
Who said again?
Udita.
Fine.
Uh,
This one is access, and this one is trunk.
Trunk.
Fine. All accepted. All are accepted
Yes,
for this.
yes.
This one is right or this one is right? Which one is?
Router to switch is trunk port and PCs to switch is access port.
Fine. Fine. Size right. Good. Who giving answer? This one is right because end user in the sense servers, host in the sense PC or voice over IP, voice over IP in the sense phone, landline phones. These all comes under servers also comes under, host also comes under, and voice over IPs also comes under, and any end user, end host, we always will configure access port only. In between two L1 or L2, two between devices like switch, router to router, switch to switch, L3 switch to L2 switch, whichever switch, two different devices or two same devices will configure trunk port, because trunk port will carry some different VLAN information. All the VLAN information, not more than one, not a 2, 3 VLANs, it will be carry the all VLAN information. So we need a required to configure here trunk port. This is a difference between trunk port and access port. Don't forget. There I have two methods. One interface range, otherwise interface single interface also. First of all, I need to configure VLAN. Without VLAN, it won't take. VLAN 10 and name as a give any name, account, and exit, and configure VLAN 20 name HR. Then exit. Its VLAN is configured. If you want to check, show VLAN information just. Here I have configured two VLANs, and now move to the configuration of access port. Switch port, mode, access. That much only. Then switch port, access, VLAN 10. This command meaning is I'm assigning this as a access port. And what about this command meaning is these two interfaces comes under VLAN 10. Check. So VLAN earlier no interfaces for this command, for this meaning, and for this command, this mode is a these two interfaces VLAN 10 as a access. These ports are as in access mode. Earlier we haven't assigned. See, you check here. Interfaces are there, but now interfaces are there. But 20 no interfaces are there. We haven't assigned. Zero by 3 to 4, two interfaces. Switch port, mode, access, switch port, access, VLAN 20. So IP interface brief. These ports are up now. Check here. This is down because of we have connected to router. That is the reason it's showing down. So VLAN brief. Check here. Two VLANs I have assigned. This is all are the troubleshooting command. If you want to check which VLAN is it, and so running configuration you can check. with this command for particular VLAN. We have assigned. Now move to this interface. Config key interface first Ethernet 0/5 switch port mode trunk, and that's it. Now I went to the router and moved to the router. Here no enable user mode and privilege mode. This one is privilege mode. I move to privilege to global configuration with the help of configure terminal. Then move to the interface mode. Interface first Ethernet 0/0. Now both these interfaces are down. With the help of no shutdown command, you can enable. Now came to the up. You can check. Now move to the exit from here. Just exit because I need a sub interfaces because of two different gateways. I took only one interface here. I have here two different subnets. I need a sub interface. How will configure as a sub interface in router? Anyone know? How will configure sub interface? Sub interface. Okay, what is a sub interface? Sub interface in the sense we have a one, it will be act as only one physical interface, but logically how many we want, that many we can create the sub interfaces. In real time, routers having limited ports. Routers having limited ports. Show IP interface brief. Then you can check here router having only two interfaces. Okay, if I want more, then we can create easily sub interfaces. Now you can check only one interface is there. I'll configure it as a 0/0 more sub interfaces. It 0/0 dot in the sense sub. Enough. You can check here sub interface. Guys, any doubts? What is the requirement for sub interface? How will configure? You can assign the IP addresses also for sub interfaces. Guys, are you following everyone?
Can you like Alim, can you tell me like why you created sub interfaces? Like
Okay, fine. Only Shashidhar having this question or anyone else? Other questions? Any other questions? What is the requirements sub interface? Shashidhar asked me. And apart from this doubt, anyone having any other queries? Ajay?
Yeah, I got the same thing. I got the sub interface one.
Okay.
Little bit.
See, guys, here router having limited ports. Router having limited ports. Sorry? Fine. See, router having only limited interfaces. 0/0 and fast Ethernet 0/1. If I'll configure, if I want more switches, if I am having here more switches, this is one access switch, one more access switch, one more access switch. Now I'm trying to connect. Cable cannot be connected to that port because of ports are not there. That is the reason. This is the one reason for sub interfaces. The one reason. And apart from that, how will troubleshoot? Then if I want more switches, then I'll take again here one L2 or L3 switch. I'll take again one more L3 switch. My network is big. I am having multiple users. I am having 200 users, 200 end user, 200 clients. That time I'll take here one more switch here. It's distribution switch. These all are the access switches. This one is core device. My network topology I'll create likewise. Understood? If I am having multiple switches also here also, then I'll connect likewise. This end users again connected to 24 ports, 24 users and 24 users and 24 users. Otherwise, I'll connect this is as a one Wi-Fi, one access point, one Wi-Fi. This Wi-Fi to again 25 users. This is the one reason for sub interface. Apart from that, see, this interface act as like only one. If I want to configure some VLAN, then direct interfaces won't accept. Direct interfaces won't accept trunk port. I should have to create the sub interface. Then only these interfaces will accept the two methods we have, like encapsulation mode. If I want to configure as a trunk port, then we have ISL and .1 queue. .1 queue and ISL won't accept this trunk port. Then I need a sub interface, then only it will be accept. I hope you got answer. This is the requirement for sub interface. Shashidhar, Ajay, everyone.
Yes.
Still any doubt? I have enabled as a .1 queue. If you want to remove, just remove from here. Like try to give IP address. I have removed that IP address for gateway. Subnet mask. It won't take because I haven't enabled the as a .1 queue or different mode. How will I assign? Enable, give the question mark, then .1 queue, and whichever VLAN you assign to this, just give. Now give the IP address 192.168.1.1. This is a gateway. And exit from here and again encapsulation. Should have to create one more sub interface. Interface fast Ethernet 0x0 and 20. 20 is nothing but a VLAN 20. Then try to give IP address. It won't take. IP address 172.16.1.1. It won't take because of we haven't assigned the encapsulation mode. So encapsulation .1 queue and 20 for VLAN. Check here. It's a VLAN ID. Whichever you should have to give here VLAN ID is up to 4094. This .1 queue will enable accept up to that 20. and now give the IP address 172.16.1.1 is gateway, and exit from here. Exit. Now I will discuss routing table now. Now check here. Earlier I haven't reached the gateway also. Now I am reaching the gateway. Now try to ping and different VLAN 172.16.1.10 for this PC. Dot 168.1.20. So IP interface brief. One 172.16.1.1 and 192.168.1.1. Click here. Now check the routing table. Show IP route. Yes, 172.16. It's acting as like class B. The routing table. Now router is pinging to these devices. Try to ping again. I think because of its class B, it might be thinking it's a that will change the IP configuration because of C here coming 16 in the sense it may be thinking it's class B. That is the reason packets are dropping. Just we'll change the IP addresses from here to See here, because of I got it. Whichever I have sent here, I've given the IP address is forward. That is the reason. 172.16.1.10. See here, IP address take 255. That is the reason. My thinking. Anyone as a guard, what is the issue? Let's say I'll explain, no issue. I'll appreciate it. If anyone giving the reason, what is the reason for that? It won't ping. See, because of when I have assigned the IP address, that time it might think it's a 172.16.1.20, and here get default subnet mask it will be take other 16 only. That is the reason. But I have assigned here a different subnet mask in this router. So running configuration. See, got it? 255.255.255.0. I have assigned here IP address. Everyone got? Now I have changed here only IP address range. Now try to ping. Now it's pinging. Check. It's a troubleshooting thing also. Whichever you are configuring, just go through it. Then only it will be pingable. Otherwise, it will get my problems. This kind of error. Guys, this is we are pinging now each other. You can check from here also. Earlier it is not pinging. You can check. Okay, it's pinging now. Guys, if you are interested, then we'll connect again. Otherwise, we'll bind up now only. We'll connect tomorrow. Anyone